Hello and welcome back again to our YouTube channel once again. Let me just quickly get done with the disclaimer. Okay, whatever analysis I am doing here on the screen is strictly for educational purpose only, and I am not suggesting any buy or sell call in any stock or any security. Before investing or before trading in a particular stock or in a security, do your own analysis and do consult with your financial planner or your stockbroker. Now, this disclaimer also applies to all the videos that will be uploaded in this YouTube channel and also to all the videos that have been previously uploaded in this channel. Okay, so saying that, let's just quickly go ahead and do our analysis. So, as you can see from the title itself, that this is the analysis of the insider information that is publicly available. Yeah, you guys heard me right. The insider information about the stocks, about the companies, that is publicly available on the NSC's side. As you can see on my computer screen that we are currently on the NSC's website homepage. Okay, now let me just quickly give you a heads up that this data or this report of insider information gets updated on a daily basis. So, as this report gets updated on a daily basis, then it's for sure that we have to do this analysis on a daily basis. Along with that, we have to maintain a separate Excel master sheet to note down the stocks. Don't worry if you are not familiar with the terms that what master sheet I am talking about. I'll just give you a brief introduction about the master sheet in this video itself. Okay, so let me just quickly first show you that from where you will be able to download this insider information report from the NSC's website. Okay, again I am showing you step by step as to how to reach to that page, but you don't have to go through each and every steps. I'll just provide you the link in the description box below so that you can just click it and you will be directed to this in through the page from where you can directly download the insider report of the current day. As you can see, today is 28 September and it's 7:10 p.m. while I'm recording this video. Okay, so as you can see, I am currently on the NSC's homepage. I'll scroll down a little bit and reach till the corporate announcements right here, as you can see. Next, what I have to do is I'll scroll down a little bit and press on view all. So, okay, now it will direct me to the announcement section of the page. Now, since we are trying to do the analysis of insider trading, I'll scroll down a little bit and locate the insider trading tab right here, as you can see where my cursor is pointing right now. Okay, so I'll click there. Next, what I have to do is, since what my aim is to, my aim for doing this analysis is to make a swing trading watch list for my trading. So for that, I am going to consider a time frame of 3 months. That is, I will download the 3 months of data, or I will analyze the 3 months of data, 3 months of insider trading report. Okay, so as you can see in this row, you can select that the time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and select a time frame of 3 months. So it's refreshing. Once it gets refreshed, what I have to do is I will click on this download button right here. Let's just wait. Yeah, so it's has refreshed. Now I'll press on this download button and an Excel file will be downloaded. Once you download it, you guys will be able to locate that Excel file from your downloads folder in your laptop or PC, whatever you are using. Okay, so let me just quickly go ahead and open this file. Okay, so once it gets open, let me just tell you that you may get scared that how relatively big this master sheet is. This worksheet is for some of us, but you guys don't have to get worried. I'll just quickly tell you the process, how to filter this data, as because we don't need all the data and all the numbers to crunch. Okay, So my first filtering would be that I want the symbols of only those shares or of only those stocks which are bought by promoters. So from where will I get that data? As you can see in this E column, which is currently selected, I'll just quickly widen it. So you can see the heading of this column is category of persons. From here I will get the data that who bought the shares. So I only want the promoters or promoter groups to have bought the shares. So as you can see, there are multiple types of persons who may have bought the share, like employees, designated employees, or for say others, directors, etc, etc. But I only want promoters and promoter groups. So let me just quickly go ahead and apply the filter and delete all the rows which does not contain promoter or promoter groups. Okay, so I will select all these rows, alt h delete r. Okay, so let me just bring it back quickly. Yeah, next filtering would be that I only want symbols of those shares or only of those stocks that have been bought through market purchase. Now from where will I get this data? I'll just scroll right a little bit. Yeah, as you can see in this S column, the current column selected, I'll just widen it so that you can see it clearly. Yeah, you can see there could be multiple modes of acquisition, various modes of acquisition like inter-se transfer, market purchase, uh, revocation of pledge, off market, others, inter-se transfer, gift, etc, etc. But I only want the symbols of those shares which are bought by the promoters or promoter groups, for which I have already applied the filter, and I want only those shares which have been bought through market purchase only, nothing else. So let me just quickly delete all the rows which contains otherwise. So I'll just filter it to market purchase. I'll delete all the rows. I will first select alt touch delete rows. Okay. So now our data looks a little bit cleaner than before. Okay. Now next, what good news I'm going to give you guys is that I don't want all these 9 or 10 columns you could see in this worksheet. I only want 2 columns for proceeding my analysis further. The first column I want is this A column, the symbol one, and the second column I want is this, the K column, the value of security. Now why I'm taking the symbol one, it's quite evident, because I want to know for which symbol the data is for. That's why I'm keeping that column. And the value of security, the reason behind that I am keeping the value of security is that through this analysis I want to study the flow of actual money, the actual flow of money in the market by the promoters or promoter groups. So I hope it's clear that why I'm keeping the value of securities column. If it's not, you guys can ask your questions or doubts in the comment section below. I will be very happy to entertain them. Okay, so let me just quickly go ahead and delete all the columns except these two. So alt h delete column. Okay, one more tip is that if you guys are good with Excel, like you know how to record a macro, how to automate the Excel sheet, then you don't have to do all these filtering process and deleting of column process manually. Since I am not very good with Excel and I am still learning how to automate the Excel sheets, so I have to do all these process on a daily basis manually. But if you are good with Excel, then I would suggest that you do this analysis once manually, and from the other days you could just run the macro, the recorded macro. Okay, saying that, let's just continue our analysis. Okay, now next, let me just quickly widen these 2 columns. Okay, so now as you can see that you might notice that this in row 6 and row 7, the current selected rows, the symbol name is same, but this would be a problem. This would create some problem in our analysis, because the company for which value of security is mentioned is same. I don't want these two rows as individual data. What I want is I just want them to get summed. I just want them to get added and show me them in a one single row. So for that I'll go ahead and use the consolidation tool of Excel. So let me just type in consolidate. Okay, consolidate data. Yeah, this is, yeah. Now next I'll select all the data which I want to consolidate. I'll add it. I want the top row and left column. I'll press OK. Okay, so as you can see, now I have all the symbols in one row only. So I don't need the filters right now. Okay, so what my next parameter for filtering the symbols is that I consider only those stocks in which the value of security is greater than 1 crore rupees. Now, this lower bound of 1 crore is very flexible. If you guys want to make this lower bound 80 lakhs, 85 lakhs, or say 2 crores, so you guys can do it, but for my analysis I will consider this as 1 crore rupees. The reason behind it is, um, I consider 1 crore is a quite good amount for anyone to invest, and if someone is investing that kind of money, he or she might expect a good return, and that's what my analysis is based on. Or you can see, not analysis, the lower bound is based on that. Again, your thoughts may be different, and please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, if you want to know the details that why I am considering in detail, if you want to know that why I'm considering 1 crore as a lower bound, please go and check out my video 4, the part 4 of my trading based on insider information playlist. You guys will get the link of the playlist in the description box below as well, and on the I button that is currently appearing on the uh, top right corner of your screen. Okay, so let me just quickly filter this data. I'll put a filter for largest to smallest. Next, what I'll do, I'll delete all the symbols which have a value of security less than 1 crore rupees. So I'll go ahead and select, I'll just delete it. Okay, now now the work of this worksheet has been served. Now what we have to do is we have to shift to the master sheet that I have created. So I'll just quickly copy down all these symbols. So let me just move to the master sheet. Yeah, so as you can see, I have named it insider trading master sheet. Now again, if you guys want to know that how I created this master sheet, I would recommend you guys to watch my trading based on insider information playlist, so that you guys could see that how I have color coded, on what basis I have color coded this companies as red or green. And you can see there are multiple worksheets, so you guys can also see that for what purpose do these multiple worksheets serve. Okay, saying that, let's move on to our analysis for today. Okay, so the symbols I have copied down, I'll just quickly paste it down here. Okay, now just for a bit, for a while, just ignore the why the color changed. I'm just going to explain why the color changed. Okay, so as you can see, there were almost 101 stocks in our list today. As I said in the starting of the video itself, that we have to do this analysis on a daily basis. Now, doing analysis of 100 stocks, close to 100 stocks, is not possible. Doing the analysis of 100 stocks on a daily basis is not possible, and it's very, if it's even possible, it's very time consuming. So the parameters which I will check on these symbols are, let me just name them. They are the shareholding pattern, SAST regulation, Then it's promoter encumbrance details, and the last one is earnings per share. So these are the parameters which generally don't change on a daily basis. So what I have to do is, from these 100 stocks, the stocks for which I have already checked those four parameters, I would not check them. I would not check those four parameters once again for those stocks, because generally they don't change. They generally change on a yearly basis, or on maybe on a quarterly or half yearly basis, but surely they don't change on a daily basis. There might be some exceptions, but still they generally don't change. Okay, so for that, what I'll do is I will apply a conditional formatting in these two rows, that is in these two columns, the column A and column B, to see that which symbols I have already checked those four parameters. So let me just quickly go ahead and select the conditional formatting. I'll click on duplicate values. Let me just, okay, sorry. First, I should select all the data from here to here. Okay, the whole table is not selected. Yeah, now the whole table is selected. Okay, and now what I'll go is I'll go to the conditional formatting. I'll press on highlighting cell rules. I'll click on the duplicate values right here. Okay, so let me just custom format it. Okay, yeah, I'll go to the fill option. Let me just fill it with, say, blue color. Okay, so what this function of Excel will do for me, it will fill all the rows, all the cells to be precise, with blue, which are identical in these two columns. So as you can see, JSW Steel, for say, it came into my list today also, but I have already explored all the parameters for JSW Steel previously. So I don't have to do the analysis once again for JSW Steel. So the boxes which are filled with white color are the symbols for which I am going to do check the four parameters today. So let me just quickly copy them, and then we will go ahead and do the analysis further. Okay, let me just yeah. Oh, why did this give me an error? I don't know. Let me just try that once again. Yeah, it happened. Okay, so I'll paste them in the master sheet, in the master column, if you might say that. Okay, now the work of this C column has been served. I'll delete them. Okay, so we are now back to our original worksheet. Okay, so now what I have to do is I will check those four parameters that I named again for all these stocks which are filled with white. So you will get a brief idea that how I color coded them as yellow, uh, red or green. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start with Tata Chem. I guess that is Tata Chemicals. Okay, so for that, what I have to do is I'll go to the NSC's website once again, from where we have downloaded the Excel sheet of the insider trading report, the daily insider trading report. Okay, once we have reached on that page, I'll go ahead and click on this box, the company name or symbol, and I'll paste the Tata Chem. So as you can see, it will give me a suggestion for Tata Chemicals Limited. I'll click on it. Okay, so it's refreshing. So let's just wait till the time it gets refreshed. And hmm, okay, I don't know why it's taking time. Let me just go ahead and quickly refresh the whole page once again. It sometimes resolves that issue. So I'll paste the name once again. I'll click here. Okay, so it appeared. Now what I have to do is I'll click on the Tata Chem symbol right here. You can see my cursor. Okay, so it will just redirect us to the Tata Chemicals Limited page. So next I'll just scroll down a little bit, and I'll go to the corporate information. Now this is the page from where we will get our four parameters based on which we will color code the symbol as red or green in our master sheet. Okay, so let me just quickly walk you through the analysis. So uh, first comes the shareholding patterns. In that, I will check that whether or not the promoters or promoter groups of the company have a shareholding greater than 50%. If it does not have a greater than 50%, then I'll just discard that stock and I will not do the analysis further. Next, what I'll check is SAST regulations right here. In the SAST regulation, what I'll check is that there should not be any selling by any institutional investors, say mutual funds or insurance companies, or by any promoter or promoter groups in the last 6 months. Now, this time frame is important. I will check for the last 6 months. Okay, next will be the promoter encumbrance details. In that, I will check the percentage of shares pledged. According to my rules, the percentages of shares pledged should be 0%. That's my bound. Again, you could be flexible in these numbers. You could change them with the numbers you seem best fit for your analysis. So, for example, you could take the shareholding as 48%, 45%, or you could take the pledging, you could tolerate the pledging up to 5%, say. So it may vary in person to person, but for my analysis, I'll consider it as 0% only. Okay. The fourth and the final parameter is the earnings per share. We will find that data in the financial results. So the latest earnings per share reported should be 0 or greater than 0. The only condition is that it should not be negative. Okay, so let's just quickly go ahead and check these four parameters for Tata Chemicals Limited. So I'll first click on the shareholding patterns right here. So as you can see, the shareholding pattern is 34.59%. So it's less than 50%. So it fails to pass the criteria for this parameter. So if any particular stock fails to pass any of the four named criterias, then I don't have to check the other three parameters. We could just stop the analysis right there. So as you can see, it is less than 50% shareholding for Tata Chemicals. I'll just quickly go ahead and discard this stock. Let me just color code it as red. I'll use the format painter. Yeah. Next one on the list is Godrej Agro. So I'll copy the name. I'll go to the tab from where we downloaded the insider trading report. I will paste the name here. Godrej Agrovert Limited. It gives me on the suggestion. I'll click on this name. Next, I'll click on the symbol. It will redirect us to the page of Godrej Agro. I'll scroll down and go to the corporate information. I'll go to the shareholding patterns now. Okay, so as you can see the shareholding pattern, the promoter and promoter groups hold greater than 50% of the company. So it passes the criteria. So next I'll check for the SAST regulations. In the SAST regulation, what I have to check is that whether or not any promoter or promoter groups or any institutional investor have sold the stock in the last 6 months. So as you can see on 28th of September, that is today, somebody sold the shares, that is Miss Lana Godrej through guardian Mr. Pirojsha Godrej, father. Okay. So whatever it is, the important thing to note here is that the quantity was sold in the last 6 months. So we have to stop the analysis for this stock, and I'll just quickly go ahead and color code it as red once again. Okay, next on the list is Arvind. I'll copy it. We'll go to the tab once again. I'll paste it. I'll click on the Arvind Limited. I'll click on the symbol of Arvind. So it takes me to the page of Arvind. As you can see, this stock is very low priced, so you might want to check the average traded volume. Again, if you guys want to know that how to check the average traded volume to continue this analysis and how to check the average price in detail, then you should go ahead and check out my videos in the trading based on insider information playlist. Okay, you could see that on the I button in the top right corner, or in the uh, description box below. I'll provide you the link of that playlist. Okay, so saying that, let's just move ahead and go to the corporate information. I'll check the shareholding patterns. So shareholding patterns, as you can see, it's less than 50%, so we don't need to do the analysis once again. I'll just color code it as red. I'll use the format painter. Yeah. Next on the list is CCL. I have to check the four parameters once again for CCL again. So I'll paste this in the company name, CCL Products Limited. I'll click on the symbol of CCL. Next, I'll move down to the corporate information. Okay, let's just check the shareholding patterns first. Shareholding, as you can see, it's less than 50%. So again, it fails to pass the criteria. So okay, yeah. Okay, next one on the list is Godfrilp. I don't know how to pronounce it. Please do ignore my pronunciations. I'll go ahead and paste this again in the company slash symbol name. I'll click here, Philips India Limited. Okay, I'll click on the symbol. Next, I'll move down to the corporate information tab. Next, I'll check the shareholding patterns. So as you can see, shareholding pattern is 72.19%. So it passes the criteria of that promoter and promoter group should have a shareholding of greater than 50%. So next, I'll check the SAS regulation. So yeah, so as you can see, there is no selling reported in the last 6 months. There may be quantity acquired, but we don't want any quantity to have been sold by any promoter or promoter groups or by any institutional investor per se. Okay, so next one, what we have to check is the pledging of the shares. From where we could check the pledging is the promoter encumbrance details right here. So as you can see, there is 0% pledging. So okay, it passed all the three parameters. Now the final and an optional parameter is left, that is earnings per share. So I'll go to the financial results for that. As you can see, the latest earnings per share reported is positive, that is rupees 9.96. So it is going to be color coded in my list as green, and I'll just tell you how to do the further analysis in a bit. Okay, now our next step, once the stock or the symbol passes all the four parameters, my next step for the analysis would be to check that at which price point, at which average price point, the promoters or promoter groups have made an entry into this stock. So how will I calculate that? So for that, I have to go back to the tab from where we downloaded the daily insider trading report of all the stocks. Okay, so once we are here on this tab, what I will do is I will download the insider trading report of this particular stock only. Again, the time frame would be 3 months, but I have to download the insider trading report of this particular stock only. Previously, what we downloaded was a general report which included all the stocks in the NSE that are listed on the NSE. But now we have to download the report, insider trading report of this particular stock. So how will we do that? We will just select the 3 months time frame. Once it has got refreshed, I'll click on the download button right here. It will again download an Excel file. I'll quickly go ahead and open it for you. Okay, so once we have opened, Now, again, those filters that we applied on the previous worksheet, the general insider trading report worksheet, we have to apply all those filters here. So the first filter was the category of person. We only want the category of person as promoter or promoter groups. As you can see in all the three reported rows, the category of persons is promoter or promoter groups only. So no need of filtering here. Next filtering would be of the mode of acquisition. The mode of acquisition should be through market purchase only, nothing else. So let's just yeah, so now no deletion of rows is needed in this particular worksheet. Now next what I have to do is I want to find the average price at which the promoters have made a entry. So for that what I'll do is I will total all the value of securities present in K column and I will divide them by total number of securities. It's a simple math, you guys can do it to reach at the average price. So let me just quickly apply the sum function here. Okay, let me just drag it to the K column. Okay, next what I'll do is I'll divide the total value of securities by total number of total value of security by total number of security. Okay, so we reached to a average price point of 907.25 rupees approximately. So next what I'll check is what's the current price at which this particular stock is trading. So I can check that from various sources since I'm on the NSE's website only. So I'll check it on the NSE's website. Okay, so as you can see, this currently closed at a yeah, it's currently closed at a 907.90 rupees. So no, I guess it was 928. Okay, so whatever it was. So yeah, so again, our aim would be to buy the stock closest to the average price point at which the promoters made entry. Now, it would be best if we are able to buy the stock at 907 rupees only, but it's quite difficult to buy at this particular price only. So, we will consider a range of plus minus 3%. So, if the stock is currently trading in that range, then I would definitely do my final analysis that whether or not I should buy the stock. Okay, so let me just copy this price and go to our master sheet where I note down the datas. Okay, so as you can see, there is a worksheet that is named as shortlisted based on price. So I include all the stocks which have uh, passed all the four parameters in this worksheet. As you can see in the last video, I shortlisted Dabur. So Dabur was trading at in the range of plus minus 3% of the average price. So I checked the average traded volume and also I checked date the date of allotment of the shares to the promoters. Now why all these datas are important, you guys would know those details, that why checking the average traded volume is important, why checking the date of allotment of these stocks to the promoter is important. In my fourth in the part 4 of the trading based on insider information playlist, I have provided the link below. So you guys should definitely go out and check that video, and you should definitely check the whole playlist to know that how I created this whole master sheet from scratch. Okay, so let me just go ahead and add this Philips wala stock in this list. So I'll click on okay. Why is insert not working? Let me just go ahead and paste the company name from here. The average price was 90. Let me just quickly go ahead and close all the worksheets that are not needed for now. Yeah, okay. So I'll copy the average price. Okay, sorry. Mm, Control Z, yeah. I'll copy from here. I'll go to the master sheet. I'll paste it here. Okay, why is it showing a value error? I don't know. Let me just simply type it down. It was 907.40. Let me just reconfirm it. 907.25. Okay, 907.25 rupees. Okay, so next what I have to do is I want to find the lowest point to buy. So what would be the lowest point is again I said that my range for considering the lowest price and the highest price would be the plus minus 3%. That is plus minus 3% of the average price. Again, this percentage can vary for you guys. You could, but I would suggest that don't keep that range greater than 5% or lower than minus 5%. Okay, so saying that, let me just quickly apply the formula. Uh, okay, here is the formula. I'll copy it down. Okay, sorry. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Okay, sorry. Uh, Let me just write the formula once again. So for the lower bound, what I have to do is I'll subtract 3% from here. Sorry, I'll just, I don't know what's happening. Into, yeah, it's cool now. Into this, yeah, okay. So we found the lowest price point to buy. Let me just format painter. Yeah. So next what will I do is I'll find the highest point to buy. How will I find that? I'll just quickly apply the formula. I'll add 3%, 0.03 into, yeah, okay, yeah, I won't accept the correction. Yeah. So let me just enter the current trading price. Let me just go to the Zerodha kite. Uh, Okay, let's check from here only. Its previous close is 917.90 rupees. Okay, so I will enter that price here, 70 rupees. Okay, so as you guys can see that this stock is currently trading in my range, and my range is from 880 to 933. That is 3% of the average price. So it's currently trading now. Since I know now that this stock is trading in my price range, I have to do the further analysis. Now what analysis I have to do is I will check the average traded volume of this particular stock. Why I'm checking the average traded volume? Because I want to take the liquidity risk into consideration. If the average traded volume is too low, then it might be difficult for me to enter or exit from the trade. So for my trading, I consider the average traded volume for 1 month or say 3 months should be greater than 1,50,000 or 200K. Now this data is variable, and you guys should again check my videos of the playlist trading based on insider information to know that based on what criterias I have set those numbers. So I will check the average traded volume, and after that I'll check uh, the allotment date of these stocks to the promoters. Now why is that important? Because I have to study the price movements after the date of allotment, that whether it has gone up after the date or whether it has come down, or whether it is moving sideways since that day, since the day of allotment. Now there may be very various kinds of interpretation based on the price movements. Now what those interpretations are, you will get to know those in the part 4 of the trading based on information insider information playlist. So I will highly recommend you guys to go and check out that video. At least if you guys have time to check out the whole playlist, do check it, or else you should go and check out the part 4 only. So okay, so and based on those criterias, we will make a trade. Okay, sorry. So now the analysis for this particular stock has been done. Okay, let me just quickly tell you that why these yellow and green filters have been applied. The yellow and green fill have been applied. So I have filled those cells with green, dark green. Those are trading in the range we just calculated, and we have filled the cells with red color for those stocks which are out of that range, more than 4% of the highest point to buy. I have marked them as red, and I have marked the stocks as yellow, uh, which are trading at a price 3 or 4% above the highest point, or are trading below the lowest point to buy. So the analysis for average traded volume and the date of allotment should be given priority to the stocks which have been filled with green and yellow only. So this list keeps on getting updated on a daily basis. So okay, so we'll go back to our master sheet again, and our last stock for today is Spandena. So I'll copy it down. I'll go to the NSC's website, and yeah. So I'll click on the company name. I'll paste it here. I'll click here, Financial Limited. I'll click on the symbol of Spandena. Next, I'll go to the corporate information. Now I'll check the shareholding patterns for this. So as you can see, it's greater than 50%. So I'll move ahead with the analysis. I'll go to the SAS regulation. So as you can see, in the last 6 months, and the 6 months would be somewhere around 28 March, I guess. So in the last 6 months, no selling has been reported in this stock by any institutional investor to the NSC. So I'll continue the analysis. I'll go to the promoter encumbrance detail. As you can see, the percentage of shares pledged is 0%. So it fulfills our criteria. And now I'll check the final and optional criteria, that is earnings per share. Now I sometimes may take the earnings per share into consideration, or I may sometimes ignore that fact. So let me just go ahead and check the earnings per share for now. So as you can see, there is blank showing in the earnings per share column. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's zero for depicting zero, or maybe it is for depicting that the information is not available. So I'll go ahead and ignore the earnings per share for this particular stock. So as it fulfills all the other criterias, I'll mark it as yellow. Now what stocks I'm marking, the what signifies the yellow fill of the stock signifies that it has passed all the three parameters, the three main parameters, but the optional parameter is either not available, or the stock is not fulfilling the criteria we have set for the optional parameter, that is earnings per share. So now you guys know that why Bajaj Electricals have been marked as yellow. So again, I check the average price and the average traded volume and the date of allotment for the yellow filled stocks also, but I sometimes may ignore trading on those stocks. So I'll not include the analysis of the yellow filled stock in these videos. If you guys want me to do the analysis of the yellow filled stocks too, then do let me know in the comment section below, and I will happily include one more video to do the analysis of all the stocks which are filled with yellow color. Again, let me just clarify that while I was preparing this master sheet, I did not adopt these methods of filling the cells with yellow color. So you might see some stocks in the list in the column A, which fulfill all the three criterias but fail to fulfill the earnings per share criteria, and still I have marked them as red. So please ignore that fact for right now. But from yesterday, or from 3-4 days back, I guess, I started to adopt this practice of marking the stocks as yellow color, as I have repeatedly said in all my videos that earnings per share is an optional criteria for me. Okay, so that's all for today, and happy trading. And do like, share and subscribe my channel if you like, if you're getting benefited even a little bit from what I'm doing here on the computer screen. If you like me that I'm not just telling you the methods of doing the analysis, I'm actually showing the whole analysis, I am doing the whole analysis for you guys, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, that's it for today.